At the time,
if not the word, came with the word. All power. Paul traveled to Antioch, from Antioch to Damascus, from Damascus to Rumibo.
So, and at that process, I've missed 3 political appointments. In fact, the last one that pained me was this. A pastor called me. He said, we've had the rumor that, as at then, I've contested as I was a deputy governorship candidate in my state in 2011. If you go to INEC website, you will see my name there. Nothing happened. And the one that made me to leave my former church was I was on the altar ministering. I was to be announced the next day, no, on that same day. Only for me, instead of me to get a congratulatory message, people were calling, what happened? They changed your name. 2 hours to announcement. Anybody from Okwa East will know what I'm talking about. And on that, I said, no, I'm tired of this. A church where I've sold 2 cars. The last car we sold, when we closed church, my children will say, Mommy, let's enter our car. So no, we've given it to God and we will trek home. I was a music director. I was the head of workers. I preach, people that know Rupoko Market, I preach there every Wednesday. I leave my car and enter taxis. I preach from Rumokoro to Igrita on taxis and buses. Yet nothing happened. When the pastor from Anglican Church in my place said, we've had your name again for nomination, why don't you go to OPM? I said, go to OPM and do what? So he sent me daddy's number. That morning, I was in the bed after we prayed with my husband. My husband said, okay, call him. When I called, he said, he just picked and said, I said, sir, I am this, I am from so place, this is the, what's on ground. He said, okay, come to church. I said, what time? He said, by 8. In my usual way, I used to say this and I say, Nagwa Biati. That's what I said. Me, leave church by 8 and come to OPM for what? I said, sir, can't I see you privately? He said, no, come to the church. I didn't go and I lost that appointment. And when I came to OPM, on that my birthday, I decided something made me leave. I missed an important personality who was supposed to help me in my music ministry, only to get back to the church and saw that what I was supposed to do, somebody who doesn't even know it at all was replaced with me. I said, then what am I doing? If I had to sacrifice this to come to work and I am being replaced, then it doesn't make sense. Let me just leave. And that was how I left. And when I left, to cut the long story short, the first thing they did when people started leaving the church because of my family exit, they arrested me at area command. I was barely 3 months in OPM, which our father-in-law, I haven't met him one day. For that 3 months, I hadn't met him. Because what I decided was when I come to OPM, I'll just be a floor member. I don't want to be a chorister. I don't want to do anything. I just want to sort it out with God. But one day I was sitting in the congregation, I saw the choir singing. The Spirit of God said, what are you doing here? Is that your department? You better go to your department. And that was how I joined the choir. And 3 months after, I was arrested at the area command. I don't know how calls got across. Before I could get to area command, our daddy in the Lord had already called. He said, my daughter, they have arrested my daughter, she's there. The man said, no, nobody's here. He had already called before I got to area command. And before I could write my statement, I was called upstairs to meet the CP. He said, Apostle called, are you a member of OPM? I said, yes, look at my bangle. So the man said, okay, what happened? I explained. I said, I didn't open any church. If people were leaving the church because my family left, how does that concern me? He just said, write a statement. I wrote a statement that he called me straight to his house with my husband. We went. And, to cut it short, that matter ended that way. On this altar, I dedicated my first album in 2016. On this altar, I dedicated another album. On this altar, I dedicated 3 singles. And today, let me not forget, my husband refused to come to OPM. What made him come to OPM? I took several assignments, and one of the days, days. They struck him in the village. He almost died. His leg was this big. He got back. I was doing one of the prayers and I was sprinkling water. The water touched him. In the morning, he said, give me OPM water to drink. My husband came to OPM with walking stick. And after 3 days, he could wear his shoes. And today, he is the director of Nehemiah Group. And today, I am the music director for Mega Power Ministry. And here, I got my very first political appointment. When that appointment came, I called Daddy. I said, it has come again. He said, that was then, not now. And 2 weeks after the screening, I was appointed a special advisor to the governor on grassroots mobilization.
This is something in our former church. Obia, Ofepu. Obia, Ofepu. Obia, Ofepu. Obatopia, Obia, Okosi. I prophesy. Any good thing that come into your life shall come and stay. And they shall come and stay. And they shall come and stay. In the name of Jesus Christ. Power. Okay.
In that former church, I did 2 albums with the church. You know, people do, launch it, 2 million, 3 million. I wrote another song, my first album. This first song was Satisfied. He said, very soon the choir will launch another album. I said, no, this time I'm doing it on my own. That was how the problem started, that I released that album in my name. But since I came to OPM, after I dedicated that album, I've written several songs. I've released songs. Nobody has said, why did you release it in your name? Instead, I am being encouraged. I can't tell you how many times Daddy has sponsored my album, my trip to Lagos for my recording. I can't say it here. And to crown it all, last month I was in South Africa, and it was a great one. And that is why the Spirit has led me to write this song, The Doer of Good Things. And that song has just dropped on the radio.
The business of a pastor is soul winning, not business. The truth, but the truth must be told. Concentrate, encourage them, encourage your members to grow, not to convert. I don't know how many people that went to heaven with wallets. Money.
There's no one like you, Jesus. There's no one like you in all the earth.
OPM.
Dr. Jesus in action.
Dr. Jesus in action.
God is here.
We are Mr. and Mrs. Chidi Onwebu. We located OPM on the on the Dr. Jesus 9th of October. I came to OPM because of the things that were happening in my life. Life was so rough that we barely eat, we barely feed ourselves.
We barely eat. Oh, life was so rough, we barely feed.
Even to pay the house rent, it was a huge task. Each time my rent is on the verge of expiring, I keep praying, I keep asking God, when will I overcome all this hardship? One day I was in my friend's house, I was watching an OPM program. At some point I said, if these people are here giving testimonies, why wouldn't I come and give my own testimony if I should join this church? These people are mere human beings like me. There is nothing different between I and them. One day I just decided, I said I will come to OPM. I asked my friend, who is a member, what does it take to attend their Dr. Jesus night. He said, just buy a coconut and go. I bought a coconut, I went. After the program, I came back, I broke the coconut, I and my family, we ate. And before now, I've been suffering from chronic ulcer.
Oh.
And my ulcer is hereditary. So I am not the only one suffering that ulcer in my family. At some point, I don't know how to do it because I keep taking drugs. All I can get is to subside the pain, but it doesn't go. But lo and behold, after eating that coconut that day, the ulcer disappeared.
I prophesy. Every problem you inherited from your family, I command that problem to die in the name of Jesus.
When I told my friends that, bros, guys, I no longer suffer from ulcer again, to them it was a joke because they knew me very well. These are guys we grew up together. When I was telling them, he said, are you telling us the truth? I said, yes, that's it. I told my siblings, they were all surprised. So that was the first one. The second one, I said we joined OPM, that was October. By January, my wife got a job she never applied for.
Remember, they came to OPM with hardship. You came to OPM when?
Dr. Jesus night of October.
October. By January, God gave the wife a miracle job. And that same October, also Allah, give Jesus a clap offering.
As time goes on, my business started growing.
Oh!
My sales turnover became amazing.
Oh!
At a time, I became the talk of the town in my area. So, as a result of that, I was like, God, I never believed that this whole thing can happen to me. And to crown it all, we are here today to dedicate our land.
Today, rain shall fall on your side.
There's no one like you, Jesus. There's no one like you. In all the earth.
Of Dr. Jesus Christ. Go to the world and preach the gospel, sons of the Dr. Jesus Christ. Amen. We are Mr. and Mrs. Obodnaya Kelvin Chineye. We are the one that denounce fake currency, distributing of fake currency. We came here, we located OPM for Dr. Jesus Christ to take away everything sin in our life. So we came and denounced on August 30th. And we were supposed to go and live at Rio's former headquarters. There we was since over 2 months and reaching last week. This week, Daddy came to visit people, visit Elios. As we were there, people were coming, gather Daddy. After they explain their problem, Daddy will give solution. Then, Daddy is about to enter the vehicle. As we call Daddy, we are that family that denounce first currency. Daddy said, I said, Daddy, since then we have not seen anything doing. Even I have went to where I would do mercy. They say those people that didn't work as now, that I should come back. Daddy looked up. He looked me. He asked, what do I want to do? I said, Daddy, I'm your son. Anything you want to use me, do. Daddy, use me and do it. Daddy looked me again and said, what do you want to do? I said, Daddy, I'm your son. Daddy, choose for me what I can do. So Daddy look again and look at my eye. Daddy asked me, will you go to our blood? I said, Daddy, with all pressure, I will go to our blood. Hey! Daddy said, okay. Say the CSO. Tomorrow morning I should visit him. As I went there, Daddy called me on his special room with my wife. And he counted money and give to me. I should go and do my international passport. And he called the controller, said that he's sending his son. I went there. Then pamper me like a rich son. Why I'm a poor person, but I'm not poor person again in Jesus' name.
Amen. Give Jesus a clap of praise.
So At that point, we went to daddy. Daddy said, you woman. He asked me, what will my wife do? How are they going to do? I said that my wife will go to village and take care of these children with my mother. Daddy said no. He said that, he told the PA, call the welfare, give her a shop, give her another house to stay, that he will give him money to start a business.
Give Jesus a clap of praise.
So we are here to return the glory to Almighty God, who have heard our cry, who have removed the shame, the sins, and put us joy and power to do his work.
Give Jesus a clap of praise. Now wait, stand up. Stand up. Before, you were doing fake currency.
Yes, not only fake currency. I was an armed robbery. I was attaching armed robbery before I repented from it. And because I did not see what to do, then I went back to doing first currency. But as God called me that I should come to OPM and denounce, I come to.
Now, in the fake currency, how do you do the fake currency?
Okay, we buy it from Lagos. So after buying it from Lagos, we sell it to people that will come and collect 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, and be spending it to, if they buy something of 100 naira, you give them 400 naira change. If they buy something of 200, you give them 800 naira change. That is how they distribute it. And we is to give it to them.
Charlie. And upon the fake currency you have been doing, you've never achieved any good thing in life.
Since 2002, devil has started work in my life till now, till that day that God asked me to come. We have been staying in hotel. I have been living hotel life. There is no hotel in this River State I have not slept. Even the Goni Palace at Okrika. I have stayed in that hotel here at the Pepperoni around at the George Road. I have stayed without Ford. I have stayed to City Crown. I have stayed to Cheetah's Hotel Villa at Tobogoro Road. I have lived in hotel life since many years. I have been in Port Harcourt. I have no house. Even I tell it to daddy, that's over since I have been living, coming to Port Harcourt doing the business, that I have not been staying in house because of fear.
God has changed your life for better. Give Jesus a clap of praise. Kneel down.
Like you, Jesus. There's no one like you. In all the
There are people, meeting them, we add value to your life. God can just arrange a meeting, unexpected meeting, unarranged meeting, unannounced meeting. Suddenly, that meeting will just bring out what God has put in you. There is somebody here. This month of December, you shall meet that person that will change your life forever. Like the children from Remind Home that wrote me a letter. I'm not the only pastor in Nigeria. There are many pastors in River State. Why must it be Apostle Chibuzo they will write letter to? I have to go there and bring them out. Because no father, no mother, nobody to take care of them. Brought them into my home. Today they are going to school now. And so many others with sad stories, terrible stories. They are living in my house with me. I have about 50-something children in my house. Shout hallelujah. If you know the amount of food consumption, you go run. Shout hallelujah. God is happy. Because the children are happy. They are happy. They go to school. They eat, play. Some of them that don't know how to preach before can now preach. Because we do it turn by turn. Every night, this person will preach, this person will preach. Every night, turn by turn. The ones that were shy before can now come back from their shell. I remember one day I was coming. I don't know whether it's Lagos or Abuja. As I arrived at the airport, one little girl like this, small girl, just ran to me. I was about to enter vehicle. So my security people tried to prevent the child. I said, no, leave. I don't like them trying to prevent you. I said, leave them. Come. I said, come. She came my head. Just leave. I said, Daddy, I want to stay in your house. I said, you? Who are you? Where's your parents? I said, my mother, she sells food here. So go and call your mother. She went and called the mother. I saw the mother, I interviewed her. I said, the member of her. I said, okay, come in. Amen. Instantly I say, enter motor, follow me. Tomorrow, you do know my house? Say yes. Bring her clothes tomorrow. Enter my motor. And that's how I arrive at my house. But you didn't know that, like what I was sharing with TV partners yesterday. God has a reason for that particular meeting. Now, that girl is in my house. And suddenly, I was traveling. There was an award given to me in Abuja. So I was traveling with Chief Matt, the president of Divine Distributor. And suddenly, because the lady doesn't have my number, the daughter, the mother of the doesn't have my number. So he called my driver. And my driver said, oh, see, so and so person is trying to talk to you. So what? He said, they arrested her. So what? Give me phone. So I carry phone. He said, they arrested me. I'm hawking food in the airport. I said, why are you hawking food in the airport? It's illegal. You can hawk food anywhere, but airport is a restricted area. Shout hallelujah. But no problem. I'm coming. I have to plead with Chief Matt. Thank God for his kind heart. Imagine when you are going somewhere, you are not diverted. We have to go, me and Chief Matt, we all now have to go to the police station and go where this woman was arrested. So we started pleading with the police to release. He said, no, see this woman, they have arrested her many times, but this one, she must go to court. She must go to prison. So I saw the thing was getting to her, so I have to begin to make contact. It was there I found out that the police station at the airport is not under River State Command. It's under Abuja. I said, yeah. But I thank God for Chief Matt. He has to call commander, the Air Force commander. Before you know it, few minutes, you saw army with halos. They came to the station. Army come. I said, I release the woman. Shout hallelujah. But I promised the police, I told the police, look, this woman, she will not talk here again. God works in mysterious way. So the release, I told her, she entered my motor. We now went to the airport. But when I was saying, I didn't know, but I didn't know God was pre-arranging something. Then I remembered that a brother in this church donated a shop at the airport with chairs and air condition, everything. So I said, follow me. And she followed me and said, when would this shop? Because I've been thinking, when the man donated it, I said, I don't need this. What will I use it to do? He said, no, I want you so when you are traveling, you can just come out and stay in the place till your flight, then you go on board. But anytime I'm coming, I'm always late. So what the time? I collected it. But it's a document, I think, prepared somebody to renovate the place. How much to totally